Hey there, everyone. The doctor is in, and we are about to get started as soon as I remember which one. Why is this not showing up? Ah, that's why. There we go. All right, here we go. Been a bit, so we are going to be resuming Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, The Stolen Turnabout, Investigation Phase 2. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! I don't buy it!
But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? Oh, I gotta move the mic just a bit. There we go.
I think I'm going to head back to Kurine Village for a little while, if that's all right.
Sure, but why?
I'm going to bring back the sacred urn and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with...
No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
I'm sorry, Pearls, but Capcom doesn't like actually shipping their characters together.
At least... Well, I think if things had continued on the same track that they were going with Shu Takumi at the helm, there could have been a possibility of Phoenix being in a relationship with somebody, but ever since he moved on to other projects, status quo is God.
I still stand by what I said.
Yeah. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to Pearls.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
Okay, Nanako. Pearls. She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. Alright, let's start by looking at the main exhibition hall. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. The Treasures of Kurine exhibit is all ruined now. Maya, I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This is our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we've got the sacred urn back, maybe they can reopen it? Really? Sure, maybe we can label it the Urn of Masked Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Alright, nothing seems to have changed here, so I'm gonna move on to the basement. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright! Miss Andrews, what's she still hanging around down here for? So how is it going? What about the sacred urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes, it was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Mask to Mask's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring Damask to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Atme again? About 20 days ago. And when was it the Mask to Mask's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the sacred urn after all. I guess so. What? So Mask to Mask murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says so he can have an alibi while he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Mask to Mask pretty well. I'm so glad that you got your sacred urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Well, why would I? She knows something. Psyche locks. What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Alrighty then.
Take that!
Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit.
The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before.
Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn was submitted at the trial was genuine?
That is an excellent question. I don't think so, not yet, so we'll have to come back to this. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. Okay, so let's see here.
Detective Apney said he got hit on the back of the head with this by the thief. That was obviously a lie. Because it turned out that Apney was the real thief. It's so hard to believe.
Looks like Adrian feels really bad about it.
I'm gonna take full responsibility and fix that sword myself. I know I don't look it, but I have complete confidence that I can fix it right up. I promise I'll fix it so you never knew it was bent in the first place. Please be gentle with it.
That pathetic-looking wooden box.
Ah! That's the box that had the sacred urn in it.
Don't touch it. There may be clues to the thief's identity on it.
It worked so hard to make that box.
You made that poor excuse for a box, Maya?
What's that supposed to mean? I'm so proud of it.
Poor Maya. Maybe it'd have been better if Master Mask had taken the box, too. Okay, we're gonna slide on over here. Statue wasn't where it is now when we first came here, right?
Yeah, it was right next to the door, wasn't it?
Well, if someone moved it, it was probably Mask to Mask.
Maybe he didn't like being watched by Mystic Amy while he stole the urn.
Hey, cut it out! You're giving me the creeps with that kind of talk. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days.
There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink.
I don't see how the color of the paint is in any way important. Alright, I don't think we've got any new evidence here, so we're gonna go... Wet paint in what corner? That's not evidence. Sorry. Yeah, because burr. Alright. So we're going to try the Atme Detective Agency now. Especially now that our clown prince of crime is no longer here. Oh, this place is literally crawling with cops.
What do you expect, now that they know he was actually Mask to Mask?
This must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think? Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing the place apart. Hey, I just noticed, Gumshoe's nowhere to be seen.
Well, he is a homicide detective. He's probably working on the murder case.
But wasn't he in charge of the Mask-to-Mask investigation all the way up to yesterday?
Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, "There's nothing like a good murder case, pal."
Much for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe is bloodlust, Maya. Let's see. There's literally nothing to examine here. Alright, so let's look at Damask's hideout. Oh, Nicky boy, Maya! Miss Delight. Hey, Shadow Knight, welcome in. How are you? All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. All right, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. Doing well, just playing Yakuza Kiwami at the moment. Very good. That's a good one. I like, as irritating as it could get sometimes, the Majima Everywhere system is one of my favorite aspects of that game. Kiryu-chan! You can't see it, but my wife is shaking her head. Right. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. You love that. I mean, I do too. It's just, it would get incredibly frustrating when it got you matched up with him and he way outranked you. Alright, we'll talk to her for a bit. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief? Ha! The very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? Now this I gotta follow up on. So was it really love at first sight when you met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in the corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it! Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly! I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. I mean, based on the flashback, it's got the same curls and everything. I'm surprised that she's the same person, though. She looks very unlike her current self in that flashback. Like, I can see it, but at the same time, like, you would not suspect them being the same. Please, stop it! He screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. A high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger. All by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story.
Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. Were you not taken hostage a year ago? With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're all right too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Atmey's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try and find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously the real Master Mask's not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Atmey knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then you went there to ask him some questions? That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said that ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Miss Delight, do you know about KB's security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? Yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. Looks like Miss Delight doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you weren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Alright, to KB Security we go. Or, more accurately, the CEO's office. KB Security. I wonder if it's any relation to KB Toys. You remember those?
I think I do.
So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything?
Hey, it's you guys.
Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Ho, 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 ho. Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway. My point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. You've known him for like 2 years and you haven't figured that out yet. Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on, what about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you, just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
Yeah, the victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was a CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right.
It looks big.
His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room.
It happened at exactly the same time that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh? Alright, Kane's autopsy report time of death 10:12 at 1 a.m. Caused cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body?
Yeah, there's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe.
Safe? Oh, that was pretty big.
Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning...
Excuse me.
When they opened the safe this morning, out he came.
Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe you can start by getting the man's name right. So, what happened to Master Mask?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling.
No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right?
Oh, you mean the detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got deserved what he deserved.
Now that's a detective I know and love.
Think about it. Abby was always around when a calling card showed up. And always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief.
Now explain how he's able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about.
Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective, that's all. Yeah, but there's this one thing I just can't figure out about his first heist.
His first heist?
Yeah, it's here of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Yeah, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? He's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... Alright, let's take a look at that court record. Let's see here. Prosecutor. Ooh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight.
Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway.
So who is that Java-addicted mask maniac anyway?
Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere.
That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor.
And it's true, according to the records anyway, but no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what he meant.
The Patel guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Alright, let's take a look around. This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was opened? I don't think so. So you mean... Yeah, I think this string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean... The victim... He was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? You, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none.
Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so? Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so.
I got some bad news for you, pal. You ready?
Okay, shoot.
Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal.
Yeah, and?
Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Former security chief Ron DeLight.
What? Ron DeLight? He was the security chief? Ron. So he knew how to open the safe, huh?
Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal.
Wow, look at that huge framed photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Either this guy didn't get out enough or he had really rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. Maya.
Hey, cut it out! Don't press that!
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway?
It's an emergency buzzer. It says they're right there on the panel.
Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here.
Really? And it's possible on the night of the crime. Ooh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know.
I think we better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. So nobody used the emergency buzzer. I wonder how that is. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out just for a second. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you, whip me up a cup of really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life.
The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know.
These look like some kind of bookshelf/rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs that were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. You want some kind of stories about UFOs? Go talk to Lotta Hart. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! What did you find out, Nick? This file, it's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask to Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Emanon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask to Mask stole. So then $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know, that number sounds kind of low to me. I think I better secretly make a copy of this list. Alright, so we're gonna move down to the security room. Wow, this is really something else. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. KB security. Oh no, I just remembered Larry might be. Hey, Nick, what's up? Ah, so he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you, too? Hi, Larry. I arrived working my fingers to the bone. And walks an angel. I got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here's a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then and this is now. Such rude pawn. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. What's a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten's got some claws, okay? You really want to know? Yes, so tell me. Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me? Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something? No, that's just you. So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by all right, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time. Monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Is that why you keep one eye closed all the time, so to keep it inside? Oh. And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if something's small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment. And I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick. Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is you were here that night, right? Ah, no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all. Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay? Looks like I'm gonna have to break his psyche locks after all. Okay. That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady. There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. Still works fine, more or less. You really know how to build them, I guess. Something was written on this poster in fine print. A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. 1. Obey thy superior. 2. Respect thy superior. 3. Smile at thy superior. 4. Salute thy superior. 5. Buy donuts for thy superior on command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with a real, genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, all right. Well, fortunately, she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. I'm relaxed, too, as a result. Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right. Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told to never, ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible would happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen, huh? It's true, it's killing me too. What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. Wow, take a look at all these things here. Hey, Larry, what are they? Did you say hmm? Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh, boy. How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? Let me think here. 5 words. He lied on the application. Those screens there show what's going on all over the building, everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these too? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, all right? Uh-huh. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate. No, Biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere? Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what a security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Smells like old bag. I got an achievement. The achievement's for examining everything with a whiff, even a whiff of old bag. Whippersnapper! Okay, let's present some evidence to this bozo. Hey, Larry, there's something I want you to look at. Hey, Nick, I told you, I'm a pro, and you don't interrupt a pro when he's working. I don't have time to sit and chat with you, all right? Oh, is that right? Oh, naturally, I've got time for you, though, Maya. We're gonna have to squeeze this guy if we want to get more info out of him, huh? Okay, we're gonna try the Magatama. Take that! On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? Didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight? But that was that and this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night, too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look in your face? You have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning the station when the murder happened is... I want to say the evidence that he wasn't manning a station was the fact that the guy got killed in the first place. Take that! Phew. I was scared for a minute. Larry seems pretty relieved. Well, I tell you, I'm not relieved. I'll even bet you 70 cents. I'm gonna break these psyche locks. It's the last thing I do. What's with that baby who had his favorite toy taken away from him look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... not here at the moment. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. let's move around a bit. Let's try the detention center. Haven't been there yet. I already told you, it's not me! Sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday, they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too. Come on, we'll just have to come back later. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. Okay, I'm not... Is that new? So Ron received a blackmail letter, huh? Do you think Miss Delight knows about this? Well, if she did, I don't think she would have been smiling like that. I wonder if we should tell her about it. I think it'd be smarter if we didn't. It's mask to mask. There's a tape recorder hanging from his neck. Let me see that.
I'll be taking this crown now. Better luck next time, gentlemen.
Ronnie used to say that a happy laugh is the lifeblood of a thief. Well, that certainly is a happy-sounding laugh, all right. Yes, and laughing isn't as easy as it sounds. The harder you try, the more fake it sounds. Yeah, Mr. Delight works really hard at his craft, huh? Okay. Try the app meeting. Nope, nothing there. Okay. Back to the main exhibition hall. Nope, don't have evidence. Alright, try the CEO's office again. Was there something we wanted to present Gumshoe? So about this.
Huh? What's that?
Hey, wait a minute, Maya. What's wrong? You copied that data without permission. Don't show it to him. He might get mad at us.
So, what are you two whispering about?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just my billfold.
That's a pretty thick billfold you got there, pal. Now I really want you to show it to me.
Detective Gumshoe, about this right here.
Sorry, it's hard to believe, but there's a limit to how much my brain can hold. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain.
I can see your eyes and the ears, but the jury's still out on the brain thing. Hey, Nick, if you have something to say, just come out and say it.
This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness.
By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo?
Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try catching Mask to Mask.
But he got away anyway, huh?
Thank God. I got the weird feeling I've seen him around lately.
Okay. Okay, one moment. I gotta unplug something here and plug in something else. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. I'm gonna try presenting the button, because there's no fingerprints on the button, but maybe it'll... Just maybe, we can bluff him.
Take that!
Alright. Blah, 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 blah. The evidence that Larry was not manning the station when the murder happened is the CEO's office buzzer.
Take that!
Or not. Oh. 'Cause, 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 Oh, wait a minute. Didn't he find Ron's wallet?
Take that!
There we go. This wallet, you know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar, you hand-delivered this wallet to Miss Delight just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around... Oh, this is flashback. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of a company building. 1 o'clock in the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What's that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why does he? I have the feeling he still doesn't get the seriousness of this. Listen up, Larry. We know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift.
Take that!
Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does, but I can't show the record to just anyone, you know. That key card data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way. Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Oh. Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. No. Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault. Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was? Her new boyfriend. It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Yeah. So is that why you left the security guard office? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh, boy. Nick, is there anything I can do? Anything. Just name it. I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear I will. Larry. Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information from him. Nick! Alright. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Huh? Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Thanks. I try. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. What's that for? Oh. You're fine. I forgot. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me? Pretty please? Oh, okay, I just can't say it no to you, Maya. I am so glad that she was not with me when I defended him 2 years ago. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry can make a mistake like that. Ah! What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What about the records? At night, it went off just once in the morning at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be. Buzzer went off once at 1:02 a.m. on October 12th in the CEO's office. Okay. Gonna go talk to Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here.
Sorry, it's a...
Bother. Okay. Do I have to re-present this to him then? You guys have really made me reflect on the way I've been living. But the only problem is, with all this reflecting, where's the time for love? Frankly, I think reflecting is a bit overrated, you know? What are you going on about, Larry? Hey, Full Shot, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Let's give a shout out to Full Shot here. One moment. Former comrade in arms in the fight against various dungeons and pathfinding. Lesson, if you see a stranger, follow him. He's been playing Tavern Master on his channel. And fitting choice, considering. You're welcome. And I am here with more due now, as a matter of fact. The path must be found indeed. Okay, let's see, where was I? Yes. Tavern Master is addicting? I'll have to look into it. Or maybe I shouldn't. I've got too many addicting games as it is. But, yeah, I can at least see what it's about. Oh, Full Shot to Hordo. It's Hordo.
Hordo! What's up, man?
What are you going on about, Larry? Plus, do you honestly have any new info on the buzzer record? Huh? The record? No, nothing at all. And he says, hi. This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. That doesn't change anything. Okay, maybe... Something's changed at the detention center. Nope. Okay. Nothing's changed here. Looks like the door to the actual storeroom. Trying to find the criminal? In a manner of speaking, right now we're gathering evidence so we can find, or at least prove our client isn't the one that killed Mr. Bullard. If we find the real criminal in the process, even better. Looks like the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. Guess that's where they were keeping the sacred urn. Remember, Maya, Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there. Okay, so there's some... I need some sort of proof that the urn was tampered with. But or that the urn was in fact the same one, but I don't think I have evidence. Anything else that I missed in here? Let's see here. I guess we can try presenting that. Oh, I think you know how much I want to help you guys, but I really don't know what to say about that. What is it, Nick? It's just that he seems so, I don't know, pleasant. Okay, nothing here. Nothing there. Okay. Let's try talking to Gumshoe for a bit again. In here. Oh, not... Okay, exam... Maybe there's something I missed here. Okay, so I already...
This is proof that Ron DeLight was here at the crime scene when the murder happened.
His wallet and this key card, huh? I think we need to ask Mr. DeLight some more about those two things.
Okay. Yeah, we already talked to him about the autopsy report.
And he had nothing to say about the buzzer record. Or did he? Yeah, nothing about the buzzer record. Okay. The office buzzer, he had nothing to say. Yeah, he said something about this, but we already talked about that. Okay. Maybe if I present...
I kind of feel sorry for him. He's just kind of a sad young guy.
Yeah, he seems to have a habit of always getting arrested prematurely.
Well, it's just my personal opinion, but I think the police should have investigated the whole thing more carefully.
Weren't you the one that arrested him with a giant goofy smile on your face? Come on, we don't have time to start with that. Let's just leave it alone. Detective Gumshoe, what about this person?
Sorry, pal. To be honest, my head is all so full right now, it feels like it's gonna burst.
Note to self, keep hair away from Gumshoe's head. Oh, because his hair is so pointy. I get it. He's making a mental note to keep his hair away from Gumshoe's head because his Gumshoe's head is so full it feels like it's going to burst. He doesn't want to accidentally pop it. How does he know? Because he thinks so.
I don't think Gumshoe's full of hot air.
Okay, maybe if I present the newspaper clipping. Excuse me, would you take a look at this? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't the faintest idea. I guess I just don't get out enough. Of course you don't. Okay. Nope, not the faintest idea. Okay. Let me try going back to Lordly Taylor and back to the basement warehouse, and we're gonna present the Megatama here.
Take that!
And maybe that article will unlock something. Okay. Yeah. Evidence that the urn submitted in the trial was genuine. Let's try the Corrine exhibit poster.
Take that!
Nope. See, look, it was a fake after all. Huh?
I mean, your evidence is fake too, as I expected.
Psst, guess this isn't gonna help me much.
So I've convinced you? Or do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine?
No, unfortunately, because Pearl took it back with her. Okay. Is there anything... Let me try presenting Damask's brooch, since that's newer evidence.
I'm sorry I can't help more, but I'm so busy taking care of everything in front of me. I still haven't given up on the Treasures of Corrine exhibit. Oh, Miss Andrews, I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Looks like the treasure exhibit is the only thing she has on her mind. Okay. What about the newspaper clipping?
I'm sorry I can't help more, but I'm so busy taking care of everything in front of me.
Okay, we already got that. Alright. You know what this means? Time to spam the court record. We're gonna go to the security room and we're going to throw everything at the butts. Except for my attorney's badge. Oh, hold on. This is one of Corrine's greatest treasures. I used to have zero interest in all this old junky stuff. But now that I'm a new person, well, I can kind of see the appeal. Hey, I got it! Why don't we go... I'll go visit one of those musty old temples next time. I think I could actually learn to like this new Larry. Yeah, but he still hasn't told us anything useful. Oh. Listen carefully, okay, Nick? I know you don't think much of me as a person, but I'm no thief, and I would never wear a goofy getup like that.
Nobody ever accused you of being a thief.
Well, except for hoping you stole my lunch money. Well, no, it wasn't even my lunch money. It was everybody's lunch money. It's too much work for me, making plans, writing calling cards, etc., etc. I'd rather just pull a dine and dash at a burger joint. Burgers? I love burgers too. Really? Well, how about it? Want to go on a burger date tonight? At least pay for the food, because I'm not defending you again. Okay, Shrine Treasures. I already said that. Okay, doesn't know what to say about that. Doesn't know what... Okay. Thief thing. Ryan's Treasures. So what about this? Huh? Maya, you shouldn't have a love letter for me? No, sorry, this is a blackmail letter. What? How do you know about that, Maya? Huh? How much is Alexis demanding this time? Huh? Who's this Alexis? Did we show him this letter yesterday, too? I'm pretty sure we did. Ah, that's the wallet I found. You found it when you snuck out of work to get socked in the kisser, right? I didn't sneak out of work to get socked in the kisser. If only I had been more responsible at work. I might have spotted the murderer on the monitor like I was supposed to. Larry, you really do feel bad, don't you? Yeah, well, maybe it's all for the best. I think it's brought Desi and I closer together. Just like they say, every cloud has a silver lining. You gotta see that old water glass is half full, am I right? Now he's starting to sound like the Larry I know. Don't forget, Nick, half full. So is this the card that was used by the culprit that night? Well, going off the serial number, then yeah. This card was used to open the CEO's office door at 1 in the morning. Your client had this card, right? Then it's a no-brainer. He's the killer, man. Okay. Doesn't know what to say about that. Doesn't know what to say about the autopsy report. Doesn't know what to say about the newspaper clipping. The buzzer in the CEO's office directly connected to this room, right? That's right, just like my hard disk. Okay, we already read this one. Okay. Okay. Doesn't know what to say about Kane's list. And we've already talked about this with the buzzer record. Wait, oh, hold on. He has no new information on the record. Okay. Okay, nothing else to talk to him about, so I guess I could start trying to present profiles. I'm really sorry, Nick. I swear I want to change my ways, but the thing is, I just don't have any interest in men. This guy really needs to get his mind out of the gutter. Larry's your stereotypical guy, all right. Oh, this guy, the detective, he was here before, drilling me with a ton of questions. Really? Like, what did he ask? Let's see. I can't remember. Huh? Well, you know, just a bunch of boring stuff. Poor Detective Gumshoe. Okay, doesn't have any interest in men. Same. I'm 25 now. It's about time I started giving some serious thought to my life. Good, that's the way to be. What exactly are you thinking about, though? Oh, you know, my future, my dreams. Larry, when exactly did this future of yours start? A man's life begins at 30. That's my theory, anyway. I figure out another 5 years of guilt-free screw-ups before I have to buckle down. Larry, I think... Forget it. We're just gonna have to have a nice long talk next time. CEO of our company. He was a pretty good guy. Huh? Really? Yeah, you bet. You know how I'm not very good about working hard, right? Yeah, I kinda noticed. Well, guess what the boss said to me about that?
I don't expect much work from you, Larry, so in return, just don't expect much pay.
I see. I guess he had to follow some kind of dumb law about having security here in the building. So, in order to pay the lowest wage possible, he went to the bottom of the barrel. To be honest, I really look up to the boss. If I ever grow up to be a CEO, I want to be just like him. Hey, don't worry, Nick. I promise I'll hire you for security. Yeah, I hope that if you ever become a CEO, you end up just like him, too. And by that, I mean dead. In a safe.
He was safe.
Hold on. Ah, nuts. I don't have it. In that case, you get this. Yes, I do. Okay, I think we have exhausted this conversation. Yeah, we already talked to him about the buzzer record. I just don't know what else to talk to people about. Maybe... Oh, maybe if I talk to Maya. So what do we do now? Isn't it obvious we should get out there and investigate the murder? Well, first we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center, too. You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Don't at me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to. Oh, yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Box.
Yeah. Is it possible the urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Karine Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Karine Village in a long time. So I guess people still go to Karine Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to go undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're gonna train, you have to be serious, otherwise real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Karine technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of Karine is going to be a heavy responsibility. Okay, let's try the detention center again. Smile, you're on candid camera. camera doesn't seem to have a lot to tape right now. The only thing it's watching now is that guard over there. This guard monitors the visitor's room. It looks like he doesn't have much to do right now. I can tell because he's looking at the camera, making funny faces. Okay. Alright. We're going to spam the court record at Desiree. I'm so happy you got your sacred urn back. Well, I have you to thank for that, Miss Delight. And I'm sorry. Huh? What are you apologizing for? Because I mistakenly blamed your husband for taking it. Ha! I told you, didn't I? My Ronnie could never do such a thing. Alright. So what do you know about this? No, you can't show her that, Nick! That emblem is top secret, don't you remember? Oh, sorry about that. The way she just said top secret was a worse giveaway than what I did. Ooh, when I hear the word top secret, it just piques my interest like nothing else. Excuse me, but... Okay, faintest idea. Nope. Camera data. Nope, nothing. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, is that addressed to my Ronnie? Sorry, but I hate it when people poke their noses into other people's business. Looks like Miss Delight doesn't know about it, which means she has no idea her husband was being blackmailed. That's Ronnie's wallet. It was found at KB Security on the night of the murder. Ronnie and I went out to dinner early that evening. I'm sure he had his wallet with him then. So it's true then. He must have dropped it at the crime scene. Ah, I know what that is. That's one of those key cards from Ronnie's company. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since I've seen one. That's probably because Ron doesn't work there anymore. So here's a question though. Why? If he hasn't worked there in the last year, why is his key card still active? For a security company, that's a major flaw right there. If you don't revoke access to former employees at a security company, I think you ought to be the laughingstock of the industry. Alright. So this is Mask to Mask, huh? I wonder what kind of house he lives in. Who knows? Maybe it's exactly like this house. You're so funny sometimes, Nicky boy. But if I was a famous thief, I'd live in a great big gorgeous mansion. I'll be sure to tell that to your husband. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. And nothing there. Profiles. I know he doesn't like it, but he can really get things done when he puts his mind to it. Really? So when exactly does he put his mind to it? Well, not very often, I admit. But I'll never forget the first time we met as long as I live. It must be nice to have such a fond memory like that. Okay. Nothing there. Oh, already talked to her about that. I'll never forgive this man. He tried to pin his own crimes on my Ronnie. I don't blame you. All criminals are the same. They're nothing but filthy, sneaking liars. I hate their guts. Okay, I think I get it. Now, I think I can see why Ron didn't tell her how he was earning that money. As long as I've got my motorcycle and my Ronnie, I'm happy. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that plus a little excitement and a little shopping money. Then I'm happy. Now she's starting to sound a bit greedy, don't you think, Nick? Okay, no one there. Oh, this is the guy who delivered Ronnie's wallet. He's got some issues, doesn't he? Huh? Let's just say his flirting style is pretty obvious. Pretty stale, too, actually. It's pretty sad when the only thing you remember about a man are his lame pickup lines. What's even more sad, said man probably believes in those lines, believes in those like they're his lifelines. Looks like he blew it again, huh? Well, he's hitting on a married woman, so I would hope he blew it. I don't like this man one bit. He had it in for my Ronnie from the very beginning. It's his fault that Ronnie is under suspicion of committing murder. Plus, he lobbed a coffee grenade at me. You look pretty silly wearing that mug on your head like a birthday hat. Oh, I know! We can get him back tomorrow by returning the fire with a milk grenade. Oh, I know him. This is Ronnie's boss, the CEO guy. Well, now he's an ex-boss. Someone killed him last night. Naturally, I know that. He was a pretty sly man, let me tell you. Oh, really? You bet he was. He made Ronnie chief of one of the security teams, but that was just so he could work him like a slave. Did Mr. Delight ever have a problem with Mr. Bullet himself? Even if he did, do you think she'd ever tell you about it? Well, Ronnie isn't the type to complain about that kind of thing. I tried to get him to talk to me about work, but he never would. Okay. Anything of the Atme detect? Nope. Okay. Back here. Let's go back to... Alright. I'm gonna spam court record at Gumshoe now. Yeah, we already saw talked to that one.
I know I look a little rough around the edges, but the truth is, I'm a lot more detective-like than I used to be.
Really? Like what part?
Like the color of my coat.
Ah, you're right. Yeah, but what about what's inside the coat?
I always knew something was suspicious about that guy. And I was right. Turned out that Damask was really that ace detective in disguise.
You really thought that? Huh?
Of course, it's a stone-cold truth. Sooner or later, a guy like that always shows his true colors.
Yeah, well, I think we saw a little too much of his colors today.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one.
Alright, we already got that with presenting the mask. Yeah, nope. Nope. Nope.
The guy is a real puzzle, if you ask me. Maybe I should be asking you. Do you know something about him?
Why would I know something?
Well, it just sounded like you two knew each other from the way you acted today.
It's Mr. Godot that acts like he knows Nick, not the other way around. Exactly. You'd think I'd remember someone like him.
I still say the whole thing's a bit suspect.
Plot twist. What if it's Larry moving as the lawyer?
They don't even have the same facial structure.
Well, he could use a mask.
I will show you in a moment. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard.
That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal.
Oh, yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead.
Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning.
Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out?
Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now.
Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Okay, that's what I was missing. Finally. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway?
Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work.
Oh, and?
And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber.
Really? Me too. I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet.
Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions.
Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Hey, go already!
Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies.
Ooh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded.
Yeah. Oh! KB Security used to head security operations against Master Mask.
What? Really?
Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive.
So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Okay. Here. Ah, here we go. Finally get to talk to Ron.
Mr. Wright!
Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation?
Yes, but please don't leave me here alone anymore!
Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you?
Well, you see...
On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it.
Okay.
Oh, real quick, I'm going to present the wallet to him.
I was at KB Security around 1 o'clock that night. I took out my wallet to open the door with the key card.
So is that when you dropped it?
I'm sorry. I should have told you the truth earlier.
Okay. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you were masked to mask?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday?
That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we?
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn.
Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So then the person dressed up at mask to mask in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Atme. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right?
Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should.
Alright, what happened next?
Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the key card to unlock the door.
That's probably when he dropped his wallet.
When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there.
Someone?
And suddenly they bashed me over the head. Blam!
Was it Kane Bullard that hit you?
I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to, my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So
that's why you put it in the safe.
Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it.
Okay, and what did you do after that?
Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick, all of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that.
Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Jesse, please!
Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet.
Thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually.
Why have you been hiding it from her anyway?
Tessie would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over.
Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place?
Because Tessie spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway.
So it became mask to mask for Desiree, huh? Alright, so let's see. The buzzer went off just once around the time that Bullard was killed. Oh! That's scary. Do you know anything about that, Mr. Delight? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't. Why am I not surprised by how clueless he is anymore? This list, we found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey, this is a list of all the things Master Mask stole! And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? Numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. I guess he knows about that stuff because he used to be a security guard. That's the emergency buzzer from the CEO's office. Don't press it. It makes a terrible racket. Sorry, I just love making a lot of noise. Does this buzzer have something to do with this case? Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there were no prints on it, or anything else for that matter. Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Mask to Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right! I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Mask to Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone! The guard in this photo, is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice. And easy to figure out. Even Pearls can see through that in a heartbeat. But, as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atme found the Mask to Mask disguise? Huh, that's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been a really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity, just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know? I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up? Don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heists wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Delight was thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was Mask to Mask after all. But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans, too? Because one of those plans, too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you just told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Excuse me.
Yes? But please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never... I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? Huh. I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So what have you been up to this whole time? The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Karine Village to have it examined. And? What did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew. That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint, and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we got to find out about how they got there. Okay. We'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. Okay, now we move to Lordly Taylor. And we shove this in her face. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see. Found Atmy's office, covered in pink splotches, but it's a genuine article. This box, there's something about it that's bothering me. That's the box that the sacred urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. All right, let's investigate again, Nick. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink. Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box the sacred urn was in. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right. Look, it matches.
No, how could they miss that?
What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. All according to Keikaku, huh? I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Alright. Now... Cannot hide. Okay, I am going to prove that the urn is genuine. Why? Because I have evidence here that says the urn is the genuine article. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Karine Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how... What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Urn box. So, Mr. Wright? Huh? Why do you think it was broken recently again? Well, because, I just think so. Sorry, but that's not a valid explanation. The hunter has become the hunted. Well, it was. It was broken recently. Come on, you know it. I'm not willing to yield to you on this point. Get a grip, please. Now I'll ask you one more time, Mr. Wright. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
Alright, let's try the poster then. Take that! This poster, it was made recently, right?
Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit.
At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed.
Ah! I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken.
That was a mistake. Now tell the truth.
Wait.
4?
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Yes, that's it. It must have been one of those people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
Looks like she's not going to give up that last psyche lock so easily.
Do you have any proof that the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor?
Take that! The urn box. Well, Miss Andrews?
What is this supposed to mean?
This urn has these pretty little pink paint splotches on it. And there's some on the box the urn was stored in, too. No matter how you look at it, the paint seems to be exactly the same, wouldn't you say?
So? What does that prove?
That the urn was dropped along with the box. That's when they both got paint on them. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
The rest of the story is obvious. This box was dropped right here in Lordly Taylor's basement warehouse. If I can prove that, it means that the urn was broken here, too. The urn was broken here, too.
Can you prove that? Can you prove that box was dropped here in the basement warehouse?
Take that! Ah! I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yes, more or less.
There's pink paint splattered on the floor and the walls of this basement warehouse. But there's an odd shape imprinted into a part of the paint stain, am I right?
Yes.
If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken.
Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn.
Why does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher?
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago, just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on a paint can, I lost my balance. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces fell out of the urn, fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands.
Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Kurine Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Amy. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy. Any sane person? Really?
Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it.
The Amy Face statue. Aha! The first time that we came down here was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
But Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or the floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive for the mountain training hall.
And?
I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that.
Well, Miss Andrews. Huh, what? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well, then who was it? Who would have done it and why?
On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. And then the next day, it was moved. But why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case.
But why? Why do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief, Rhonda Light, was at KB Security. So then why did another mask-to-mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Okay, here we go. All right, we will conclude the trial hopefully next week. All right, let me check something here. All right, we're just going to go ahead and end the stream here. So thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you all. Hope to see you again on Sunday when I shall hopefully resume Final Fantasy VII. I know I've been really bad at that, but we will get through it. We will get through it. In the meantime, this is Dr. Novelle signing out. Yeah, I'll have a good one.